Hello there. I am Michael, son of Michael, and I'm here today with another video. Now, the title of today's video is Exposing Weaknesses While Trusting in the Lord. Now, when I say weaknesses, I mean our own. I mean our own, not somebody else's, right? Because that's easy to expose the weaknesses of another person, and usually you might not even be right about it. You might be wrong about what you think someone else's weaknesses are. But we can only assess ourselves, and even that we don't always do correctly. So we need guidance, okay? But anyway, let's get into it. Don't mind me. Got a little sweat rag today. It's a hot day in LA. Now, I have been under some heavy fire lately in this spiritual warfare. Just when I think I'm starting to get the hang of things, I am humbled and brought low. Low enough to realize that I know nothing all over again. I've had to be brought down low to that point quite a few times in life, and each time I've come out the other end more polished and more refined, just so that is known. Darkness had me yet again this past week, and I've reverted to a few old ways of being temporarily. I won't go into detail about what those things are. They're mild compared to whatever you're probably thinking. But in my life and my experience and the way I've been living lately, it's a reversion. It's a step back, right? I am saying this here, right here, to be upfront, plain and simple, about my weaknesses and not be ashamed of my flaws. Speaking of being ashamed of one's flaws, 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9 says, "But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me." Now that is deep. And first of all, who boasts in their weaknesses? Right? Not many people do that. I mean, some, but very few. How many of you know that do that? Honestly, be honest. I used to boast a lot about what I did do, planned to do, or what someone else did or planned to do. Most of the time, I was lying to some degree and simply trying to inflate my ego when no one else even cared. The ones under the most attack spiritually are the ones God has set aside. I truly believe this. Not to say that, whoever God sets aside, is somehow greater, or it's exactly the opposite. Those are the ones who must suffer the most. My camera just started moving, but I realized I'm over here moving things. Oh, it's been a few days, almost a week since I've uploaded, so no, a little more than a week probably. So, bust off some cobwebs, dust off some. Anyway, all right. So I'm over here lying to people and boasting in myself, and no one cares, right? I'm sure you've seen that many times, right? Somebody's over here bragging about something, and everybody's looking like, yeah, man, okay, whatever. Nobody cares. So there's no point in even doing it. Better to brag in your weaknesses, because no one does that. I love doing what no one else is doing. You know, better just to do that. And it says it in the word, so you're justified. But yeah, so no one cares. The one under the most attack spiritually are the ones God has set aside. I believe this. You know, I believe it. So, how do we spiritually prepare ourselves for these attacks? How? By putting on the full armor of God, letting all our faith be in God alone, and not leaning on our own understanding for anything. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding." See, they had it down way back then. They know, these things still apply today. We have to really adhere to the word, because these things are just as relevant today, probably even more so than back then. Excuse me. I don't want to be on here shining. Shine. All right. I only act out in sin when I lean on my own understanding. That's usually when it happens. The second I think I know something, the second I think I got something figured out, that's when it crumbles. That's when things go to crap. That's when everything melts from your hands. I'm quick to believe I know something and slower to admit I don't. Quick to point the finger at another and slow to point it at myself. This is not outwardly either, but mostly in my mind. Many of you may be like me in this way. Let us take our cares and concerns to God in prayer, because He is always here for us. And I am here for you. This YouTube channel is meant to be a service, sort of an outreach. Some people pave the streets or stomp the streets and go up to people in public, and outreach that way. To me, this seems more right for me, I have no problem with that, doing it that way too, but this feels more right, especially for my personality. So, I appreciate your time, spending your time with me, and I have love for you all. May you all be blessed, and may the Lord continue to shine His blessings on your life. Until next time, friends.